This is Kelso Sturgeon. Welcome to another day at my College of Advanced Sports Handicapping. This report is for Thursday, October the 20th. It's primarily about the NFL to set you up and start you thinking about Sunday's games. But first, just a couple of notes. You know, I'll be back here tomorrow, Friday, with a complete handicapping report for the Saturday football games. And be sure you tune in, because I know I'll be offering some information that will help you pick a winner. And then I'll be back on Sunday morning with my complete NFL report, also offering some edges that you can use to win some bets. Well, I opened my college week last night with a 50-unit winner. My Sun Belt Conference game of the year, as Arkansas State knocked off Florida International 34-16. The winning continues. As you know, I'm coming off a giant weekend in which my services all won and produced a combined profit of more than 500 units. The winning continues. Now, it's very important that you note that tonight I'm releasing another 50-unit play, my Pac-10 game of the year, UCLA at Arizona. You know, if one looks at this game, it looks kind of like a mess, but the truth of the matter is, I'll take the money where I find it, and I see a big score in this game, UCLA at Arizona, and it will be my 50-unit Pac-10 game of the year. Most important of all, on Saturday, I'm releasing my 200-unit college football game of the year, and I can promise you, you don't want to miss it. This team should win in absolute blowout fashion, and you can get this game plus all other games, all service games, on this website, or toll free at 1-800-755-2255. All major credit cards accepted. Once again, all games available on this website or toll free at 1-800-755-2255. And now let's get into a few of the numbers and stats that might help you a little bit this week. And then we're going to run down a quarterback report, and then it's stunning, the new starting quarterbacks that we have this weekend. I don't ever recall a weekend in the NFL in which there were so many changes at the starting quarterback spot. But let's run some numbers first. You know, there's been some light wise guy and steam plays in the NFL. Let's just run them down. The Dallas-St. Louis game became a steam play when the wise guy stepped in and took the under, 44.5. That figure is now 43.5. They also came in on the over in the Tampa Bay-Chicago game. That number was 42.5. It's now 44. On the side, they came in on Dallas over St. Louis. They got down at a -11. That number is now -12, 12.5, and 13, depending where you bet. And that's all because of the questionable status of St. Louis quarterback Sam Bradford, but we'll get into that in just a minute. Also of note is that the money came in on the Chicago Bears over Tampa Bay. This game was Tampa Bay -1. It's now Chicago -1 in some places, -2 in others. So that's where the early money is going. Now, you know, let's run down some figures here which I think are very important. I always say that, you know, there are times when you can just look at statistical data and know that you have an edge. Let's start with the Buffalo Bills. Do you realize that if you had bet the over excuse me, if you had bet the over in about in all of Buffalo's games, you would have been 6-0 to the over. Buffalo is an over team. It's as simple as that. The Cincinnati Bengals over by a 5-1 margin. The Indianapolis Colts over by a 5-1 margin. The New York Giants over by a 5-1 margin. And you know, it's, as I say, sometimes the numbers are there. Don't ignore them. They tell you what a team is. They're part of a team's profile. Remember, sometimes handicapping is not as difficult as it appears. You can look at the numbers sometimes and take the edge that wins a ball game. Now, these are all the quarterback changes in the NFL this week. We'll begin with the Oakland Raiders, who meet Kansas City on Sunday. The newly acquired Carson Palmer, former quarterback for the Cincinnati Bengals, has been acquired by Oakland, and he will start. Guy's got to be a little rusty. I mean, we're 6 games into the season, and he hasn't played a single down, but he will definitely start for the Oakland Raiders on Sunday. Once again, Carson Palmer, acquired from the Cincinnati Bengals, who hasn't played a single down this season, after demanding to be traded or said he would retire, will start at Oakland. Now, Mike Shanahan, the self-proclaimed genius of NFL coaching, said he loved his quarterbacks this season, but he's changing his tune already. He will start John Beck at quarterback against Carolina on Sunday. Given up on Rex Grossman, I guess, at least for 1 week. John Beck gets the call, a very inexperienced quarterback, but Beck gets the call against Carolina for the Washington Redskins on Sunday. Now, an injury has put Seattle's Tavares Jackson on the sidelines, and starting for Seattle will be Charlie Whitehurst. And I'll be frank with you, I don't see 1 point of difference between either one of these quarterbacks. They're both competent, neither is sensational, and I would think that Whitehurst would fill in very ably for Tavares Jackson. Now, let's go to the Denver Broncos, who will come off a bye week, and they're at Miami. Denver will start quarterback Tim Tebow, having given up on Jay Cutler, and so we get Tebow starting. He certainly brings a new element to the Denver offense. We'll see what happens. Now, the Minnesota Vikings have given up on veteran quarterback Donovan McNabb, and will start rookie Christian Ponder from Florida State this week against Green Bay. Tough spot to start a rookie quarterback, to say the least, and I really don't think that outcome is going to be a very attractive one for the Minnesota Vikings. A rookie starting against the Green Bay Packers is going to be no cup of tea. But I said earlier in the season that I noticed that Donovan McNabb just seemed to collapse in the second half of games, and he did last week in that miserable 39-10 loss at Chicago, and he's now on the bench, and the rookie Christian Ponder starts. Now, as I mentioned earlier, the movement on the Dallas-St. Louis game is all because of quarterback Sam Bradford. Now, he was originally downgraded as doubtful because of an ankle injury. He has since been upgraded as probable, but reports out of St. Louis say he is really hobbling around. Here you've got St. Louis, which I think is averaging 9.8 points a game this season, has no offense to start with, and now may be operating with a very crippled Sam Bradford. So pay attention to all the quarterback changes this week. Remember tonight, my 50-unit Pac-10 game of the year on national television, UCLA at Arizona. On Saturday, my 200-unit college football game of the year. All selections available on this site and toll-free at 1-800-755-2255. Let's go get the money together.